it's Esty. I hope you guys are good. Today is just going to be a little update of how I've kind of been doing the last few months. It's been a bit of a funny time for me because I've still been kind of doing YouTube and doing my baby name videos, which I do every Monday, which I really love, and the podcast, which has been brilliant. If you haven't listened to it yet, do. And just really focusing on that side of social media, I guess. Social, but it's kind of like more like of a business for me now, kind of running that, and I love it. And then I've just sort of felt like I've had a really emotional tumble, I guess, after, I don't know if it was just because of lockdown, but this summer I had a real feeling of dread about that all my kids were going to be in school. So my youngest, Evelina, is 4 and she started school full-time in September. And then my eldest also started secondary, which was giving me tons of anxiety. Like, just the main anxiety for me, which is a really weird one, was just to be organised enough for him. I just remember the organisation that comes into secondary, and the secondary school also is not the choice for us that we would have wanted. So that was kind of a thing. And then my middle son's kind of the easier one, but he was starting juniors. And I just had a real grief, I would call it, about just what you do next. And I've felt really much like for the last 10 years, or 11 years, no, 12 years really, Freddie's 11, goodness sake, but yes, maybe 12 years, I've either been pregnant or I've had a baby at home who's like under school age. And then I've always been kind of like, sometimes I worked full time with the boys, but the last 4 years I've had a real privilege of being able to be a full-time parent. And just loved it, absolutely loved the day-to-dayness of being a mum and being a parent. And obviously I did, I made this whole channel around 4 years ago, and I started to really be at home a lot, and that's just been my day. And how I experienced it was like I was trying to explain it to my husband, and I don't think he could get it. And I was like, it's literally like being fired from the best job you're ever going to get in your life, because I feel like the happiest time of my life is behind me. God, I feel like I'm going to get sad again, and I've been really happy. So this isn't a sad video. Please don't say I hope you're okay in the comments or anything, because I am really fine now. I wouldn't have been able to talk about it if I wasn't, because I am fine. But I just thought it might at some point, some of the videos I made really early on my channel around like tongue tie or dealing with not being able to breastfeed, they still get comments now, so it's kind of funny. To sort of say how you're feeling at a certain point in time, just felt literally like I always knew that I wanted to be a mum. I was the mum always, my whole life I was going to be a mum, and then I knew living in that time that I was loving it, literally loving it, like it was my world and I loved it. And I know that my motherhood hasn't stopped because my kids are in school full time, but it's a very different thing. Like, what do I do? And I was waking up in the mornings taking the kids to school, and it's only been 1/2 a term, but I was like, what do I do? Like, there's nowhere I need to be. Like, I spent the whole first day and I literally didn't open my mouth, didn't talk. Nobody needed me. No one asked for me. There was no one to talk to. And I thought, if I don't speak, no one's going to ask me to speak, which was a dream for a long time. I know. There's so many of you who will be at home now, still in that stage, thinking, God, what I wouldn't do for a day by myself. And I totally agree. A day by yourself is lush. But when it's like stretching out, like that is now it, what do I do next? It just felt really huge. Well, it is really huge, and I shouldn't negate it, because it is big. It's as big a change as becoming a mum, full-time mum for the first time, becoming a mum for the first time, which is a massive life change. It's just another humongous change, huge. And things like, it was a beautiful autumn day the other day, and I was like, oh my God, normally I'd be like, beautiful sunny day, I'll go to like, look, team, I'm just walking along with their buggies outside my house, rubbing it in. Feels like with your community, that was it. And also some of my friends, they got babies, and I'm like, oh, they're going off to, soft play. I'm not going to go to soft play without a child. So also that sort of exclusion as well of the places that I always went to. And I was a real activity mum, so we were doing like swimming during the day with my daughter. Don't get to do that anymore. Never. Like, obviously I can take her swimming, but swimming lessons, all those things that we did, like all the places that I went, like I'm not going to just go to National Trust and walk around by myself. Obviously I can, but to me that feels like a really, really sad thing. It's like a breakup, losing your partner, what you do all day, every day. And I know a lot of you might feel that as well with just your children starting school. I remember I felt a lot when Finn started school. And even though I had Evelina at home, I felt this huge, like my world, my days revolved around Finn, particularly because he was special educational needs, and so it took up a lot of my energy with him. So I really missed him when he left as well. But this time it's huge and it's really different, and my husband's really supportive, and he's like, you know, just take your time. He's like, you've done 10, 11 years of like intense parenting. He's like, you know, do lovely things for yourself. And I've got lots of friends in the area, probably more friends that it's easier to meet up with without the kids. Got that whole bunch as well. But it's just, I said to him, I know I can do with that, but I don't want to. I don't want this. I want to be at soft play. Having a latte, playing with my children, it just was the happiest thing that I could do with my day. So we just had a really amazing half term. And you'll see some bits go up actually, because we really, don't know why it happened, but we got invited to Dubai with a company, which was really unusual, because if you follow me, all our holidays, like total off-grid holidays, we always go totally off-grid. So my kids were like, we're going on holiday with Wi-Fi? I was like, yeah, not only that, it's like Dubai, like this humongous future world, but they really wanted us to go, because like, we want you to show that side of Dubai and how it is really like a creative pulse to the city, and there really was, and I'm really excited to show you that side of Dubai, because I think we'll be back, because I loved it that much, what we found about the city. So, but that seems to have really filled up my bucket. I really enjoyed it. Like, there were definite times when I was more stressed and my gentle parenting was out the window, because I did get a bit, I had that thing of expecting the kids, because I was so grateful for the opportunity, then I felt if the kids showed any sign of ingratitude or were a bit moody, I was like, you should be so grateful, which is annoying. The worst thing, because that's my expectations, that they're not being naughty or anything. So I really had to have a word with myself about that, which I did talk about in the vlog. I was like, I'm not going to make this like a perfect holiday vlog. I'm going to say like, I'm, you know, this is disaster zone at some points, but it was a wonderful time and I love it. I like the thick of it. I like being in the deep end of parenthood. I don't shy away from that side of it either, which is probably why I love doing YouTube, because I just like I like all of it. So I do feel like my world has changed. Is it fallen apart? Hasn't fallen apart. It's massively changed, and maybe some of you can relate to that in other ways of what's happened, you know, when just the world shifts again and you got to sort of make your own path again, and it's really hard because there's never anyone going, come on, XYZ, or no one's knocking on your door saying, get out there, you know, still go for a walk, you know, no one's going, why didn't you know, go to the gym? It's like, oh, the blinking gym. I do like going to the gym when it was my me time, but I have this really bad thing where I'm like, I don't want to be that woman whose kids are all in school and I spend my days going to the gym, and suddenly the house shop, the food shop is a big part, is the thing I'm doing, because it's such a big deal. And that's what I got to say. I was like, oh, I need to do the big food shop. Better go to the big food shop. That'd be a really big thing that I'm doing today, doing the big food shop. And I'm like, oh my God, my life is so sad. If that is, you know, that mum, I always have had friends' mums who were like it as well, where everything just seems so much, and because you've got so little to do, you have to make a big drama of everything you have done. Like yesterday, I spoke to the decorator. He's coming to decorate the upstairs, which is really exciting. We're getting all the upstairs done finally. The bathroom totally redone, which I'm really excited about. And then all the upstairs rooms, we've shifted them all around. So the bedrooms have all changed places because Henry's gone back to work in London. So suddenly I've gone from this lockdown house to empty home. Empty nest syndrome at, you know, this age basically. And Henrik was like, oh, you did so much yesterday. And I was like, that was like 2 phone calls. Like, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I know he's being really nice, but I don't know what it is. I just felt so much purpose as a parent. Parenting every day was just a lovely part, and I got over dramatic about it being the end of the best time of my life. Maybe it will be the best time of my life, but you know, there's more times that, you know, my life hasn't ended. There's much more time. I just need to figure out what I do during the day that's going to give me fulfillment and purpose in a way that I feel, because that's my choice and my decision and my happiness, and I have to make myself happy because I'm the only agent of my own happiness all that good stuff, and I'm getting there now. Just had to go through it, and I felt like I had to go through it, and I knew, and I gave myself that grace of have your feelings and don't hide your feelings. Don't not tell anyone that you're feeling like that, because I'm bad at doing that as well, and then just acting out in miserable ways. But no, I was quite, I had one night I had a big panic attack at night. Literally, I just couldn't breathe, couldn't swallow. Just felt, because I just didn't know what I was going to do. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And then I've just been kind of cocooning a little bit, shielding myself a little bit, because you feel really vulnerable, and I felt like that all through summer. And I filmed a lot of content when we were in Sweden, just some house hunting over there and flea markets, beautiful stuff. But I just was like, in the evenings I just basically was going to sleep with the kids and reading and trying to keep myself really on a calm, even keel, and keep myself inside myself and let myself just be inward for a while. And now I feel a bit more outward again and a bit more chatty again, and a bit more kind of like I can be positive. I don't want to be like somebody who's just sad online. I like to think that my channel can be, all about gentle parenting and fun stuff and my passions, and which is basically shopping in thrift shops, charity shops, and baby names. Just kind of, this place has always been my real happy place. This community is just so nice. I had the lovely comment the other day, somebody, Oksana, had commented on my baby name video saying, I love your new background on your video, and like 20 people had liked it, and somebody had written, I love our community. And I thought, it literally made me think, it sort of made it for me. And I thought, do you know what, I have such a nice community, like I'm part of of all of us lot, and we all chat so much, and we all really get on in the comment section of the baby name videos and everything else. And I just thought, it just sort of, it always makes me think, like when any of you send me a nice kind message, and you always do, it's just really helped me to bring myself back up my little happiness ladder and realise, and actually my husband and my father-in-law who's like ridiculously supportive, and my mum yesterday, they all said to me, you've done so well to, the last 4 years you haven't just sat back and done nothing alongside parenting. You have built up this community and this business with your baby names now. You've done really well, and you've earned that trip to Dubai, and it almost felt like it was like the like a little cherry on the top of a cake. To be able to like say that I took my family out there for work was kind of like a massive thing. And they've all said that to me, and also things like I've done with the charity. Natasha's law now has been passed, which is a big allergy law in the UK, which I worked on for the last 2 years. So it does feel like there's so much positive as well. And everyone's kind of been at pains to tell me to be proud of that, and to, stand on the shoulders of my past self who did all that, and be like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna keep you going. So yeah, I'm sort of a little bit back. I've got a few positive plans. What are my positive plans? I'm doing the one-to-one diet again for a couple of months. I've decided to do that until Christmas, because November, December, I've definitely put on weight over the last 2 years, as I haven't been doing the diet, obviously, because you would, and lockdown. And I'm not a big exercise freak. I do like going to the gym. I really enjoy it. But obviously I couldn't go for a while, and I do find it hard to fit in with 3 kids. Obviously now I can go anytime I want. Could be there right now. And I will get back into it. Hold me to that. But yeah, I'm going to do the one-to-one diet again, because I think I have a really, really positive thing for me. It was such a positive thing for me a couple of years ago, and I still really enjoy the community vibe of that. And if you don't know, that is basically a diet. Yes, a diet. Let's call it what it is. But it's a really, really nice one. It helps me because I eat really regularly on that, and I'm a bit of a meal skipper, or eat a lot at certain points of the day and then don't eat for the next day. I've got a real weird pattern with food and with emotions. I don't binge eat at all, never have, and I don't eat sugary things when I'm emotional or nothing like that. It's just sort of a weird thing. So anyway, I'm going to do the one-to-one diet as a positive thing for myself, because I really enjoyed it a couple of years ago. My mum's a consultant, so still really good, and I know that I've got a specific dress I want to wear to a friend's birthday in December and on Christmas Day, and I probably don't need to lose much weight to get into it. It just doesn't do up. So I'm like, oh my god, I just got to that point. Let's go back and feel great about myself in that way. That's going to be really good. I've started looking into some courses to maybe do in the new year. So maybe a play therapy course I'm quite keen on doing, but I won't do that too soon. Maybe that'll be an after Easter thing. And maybe start doing some play therapy, because I'm really keen on that and I love doing that as part of my channel, but I feel like it'd be good now to get qualification in that so I can share more. Yeah, and then the home improvements, I will feel really proud when I've done the house. We've decided to stay here. You know, I've been kind of desperate to get out of Surrey for quite a long time. That never really felt really like home, but I feel like doing the upstairs of the house, the kids are really settled in school, Evelina's really happy, and my son seems to really be thriving in secondary. I always said if they're happy in school, I'm not going to disrupt them for my own kind of wish to live somewhere else. And I've got finding a really good bunch of friends at the school as well, finding my feet at the school, really nice social group there. So I think actually now's the time to make the house as lovely as I like it and focus, because I've got that time, make the house really beautiful, how I like it, and then be happy here, be happy with what I've got. And I think that's something also that my father-in-law, the guru that he is, said to me. He's like, I love that you're really ambitious and you're always looking to change things, and you're always sort of very conscious of moving towards keeping yourself happy and not afraid of changing things to do that. He's like, but also sometimes you need to be really content with where you are and what you've got. And I was like, yeah, I am. Me and Henrik both we're both quite like next level, next level, next level. So I took that on board, boo. I listened and I thought, yeah, I'm going to be really content, happy with what I've got, and that's going to be my plan. And yeah, anyway, waffling over, but I just wanted to check in and tell you that videos are going to be back. I'm feeling a lot more positive. And there's lots more fun stuff to come up, and I hope you're doing well. Let me know how you are in the chatty bit below, or you can DM me on Instagram if you want to have another chat. And yes, speak to you soon. Bye guys.